Joining us this morning is Kat Thompson. She's the Membership and Education Manager for the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Kat. How are you?
Good morning, Luke. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you, too. I think you're stuck with me for a couple weeks in a row here now.
Stuck, huh?
Yep.
Well, no, that's great.
Next week is a leadership class, so I'll be back again while Susan's off with our leadership class doing some interesting things.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Always something exciting going on with the leadership program.
There really is. There's always something great. And in fact, today we have a lot of meetings lined up, a lot of things going on. There's a couple different meetings happening here in our office. We've seen our leadership classes meeting here or in other places with the projects that they're working on. So there's always something going on. I've got my education committee meeting today, so there's always something to do.
Well, let's kind of get into that part of it. Since you've been on, there's really been this exciting need to work with students, to get involved with the schools, to open up that communication between education and community. Have you been tackling those things that you've wanted to tackle this year?
Yeah. And of course, there's always so many more things that I'd love to do. There's always something else, on the horizon, always a lot of ideas of things that we want to do. But just yesterday started thinking about the next Venango Ready event where we invite all educators. Last year, we invited every single educator from every level from the whole region to interface with some businesses, do some business tours. We invited almost like a career fair style businesses. We had, I think it was 8 or 9 tables. And, if you've ever been to a job fair, sometimes there's not always a lot of, excitement or interest, but you better believe those teachers went through every single table and started asking and taking notes and finding out what do they need to know about those employers? What do they need to know to pass on to their students about the opportunities and the expectations that employers have for businesses as well. So just started looking at that. Hopefully in April, we'll be having a similar event. And after we did the first year, last year, we kind of have an idea of what we're doing, hopefully, and can expand and invite more businesses in, and hopefully we'll see more educators there, and hopefully we'll have another great event. But that's a great opportunity just to help teachers see what kind of opportunities we have here, to help the businesses learn a little bit more about what's happening in education. So that's really one of the main goals of Venango Ready is to help make those connections between employers and educators.
I always love those conversations because you'll hear one side say, well, the kids today, they're different from when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. And then you'll hear the other side, the business owners, this is the way we've always done it and things haven't changed. Is that gap getting smaller, or is it important to continue these conversations so that it's a little easier to transition?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. But I think it is important to continue to have those conversations. Susan will talk about these principles, I think, with leadership as well, how, she's taken the leadership class every year since they started. We're in I think it's the 5th year, and she learns something every time, because even though she's been in leadership for close to 20 years just at the chamber, the world is different and how we lead is different. And I think the same thing is true about the workforce and how employers want to be leaders in their organizations. The world is different. Things have changed. I mean, looking at technology, the big news has been this artificial intelligence with, using that with whether it's for writing or for coding or for, all these other things, writing papers, things like that. The world is just different, and technology is different. We were just visiting a business yesterday and seeing the automation. I mean, I come from a family of manufacturers, and I thought I kind of had an idea of, how things work, and just seeing the incredible advances that they've made with technology and automation. It's wild. And so the jobs are different. The workplace is different. So it's I think that gap is getting smaller, and we are starting to understand each other a little bit as we, really come together as a community. But I think it's always going to be important to continue those conversations because the world is always changing. Things are always going to be different. Education is always going to be different. The way that, they teach and just how everything, happens there. And then the way that business is, it's always going to be changing. So we always need to be talking to each other and making connections, I think.
Yeah, I don't think there's a fear of artificial intelligence here. It's just old-fashioned stupidity that people can get every morning. So we're proud of that. And we'll continue that. But no,
I don't know about that.
But I think people would be amazed at the level of technology available, right here in Northwest Pennsylvania that these companies are implementing, and not only that, but I think. And again, we've talked about this. Some of these manufacturers, their stories are incredible, and I understand you can't always use that as a marketing tool because some of that stuff's classified. But there's just amazing things going on, and I think if the students graduating today knew that, you could get into this field, start making good money, and you're going to be making a piece that's going to go into space or underwater or wherever. I think that's a great story to tell.
It absolutely is, and funny you bring that up because I don't know if you've been on the Be Here website. Of course, I have to plug that. BeHereVenango.org is a great site. That's our quality of life program, and we use that to attract and retain people, and whether it's people from outside the region coming to visit or coming to live. We were just at a business yesterday and gave some welcome packets. So if they have hires from outside the region, here's a welcome packet to help them plug in and really make this feel like home, but also to talk to the people who are from here who might not be aware of all the great opportunities we have here. So we have that Be Here program, and we have a couple local companies that that are in marketing that kind of took it upon themselves to start a video series called Experience Venango. We're housing those videos on the Be Here website. There's a lot of people involved, a lot of partners involved in that, but they plan to do a series. The first one was about the arts. I think the next one will be about recreation, but there is a plan for a manufacturing video. So I'm hoping that we're going to start to see some of those stories about, Matrix, who makes parts that go to the moon, or, some of those other ones, like you said, going underwater, into space. There are some really interesting things happening here. We just toured Franklin Industries, where they essentially are recycling train tracks and making them into signposts and fence posts. And there's only like 4 companies in the whole United States that do that.
Wow.
So probably most of the signposts that you see on the roads, or, if you pass a farm, something like that, those come from, they used to be a railroad, and they were manufactured in Franklin and are now, have a new life as a signpost. It's incredible, the stories that we have here and the businesses that we have here and how they've overcome challenges, especially through the last couple of years to continue to thrive and continue to employ people, that can have a great life here.
This may sound corny, but I was thinking about this the other day with the quarterbacks in the NFL. You're seeing these younger guys now taking center stage, and guys like Brady and Rodgers. They're quietly exiting the stage, and you realize, okay, this is a new era, right? But you're kind of seeing that too here in Northwest Pennsylvania with folks taking over businesses or investing in businesses or starting up businesses. There's a lot of opportunities, leadership program, and that's of all ages. But you also have Flex that folks can take part in. What's going on with Flex, and I assume another big year for them?
Oh, absolutely. And great timing on that one. So Flex is our young professionals group, but they still allow me to go there. So I get to still be a young professional for a little while before, we start Rolex, which is the really old leaders and entrepreneurs exchange instead of the future leaders and entrepreneurs. But yeah, we have really exciting things happening. And of course, we're never going to turn anybody away. And a lot of the Flex events are open to the community. Right now, we are asking our community to nominate a young professional that's making a difference in the area. We have Flex Presents coming up. We just went last night to our venue. It's looking like we're going to have it there. I'm not going to give anything away just yet because we're still firming up all those details, but it's looking like in April is when we're going to have our Flex Presents event where we recognize nominees of Young Professionals of the Year, and we'll name a Young Professional of the Year. Last year was a elementary STEM teacher from Oil City, Steph Staub, who was named Young Professional of the Year, and she just finished. She was the NHL Pittsburgh Penguins Teacher of the Month, and we're crossing our fingers that she was the winner for that, and hopefully she was awarded the $10,000 for her STEM program. We'll see how that goes, but we're looking to have that event. So that is open to the community. Anyone can attend to come and support. And we always say, if you're having a bad day or if you're feeling a little bit down or not, feeling very positive about what's happening in our area, that's a great event to come to see the incredible work and this is just a sampling. And these are just the people who've been nominated. Just a small sampling of the incredible things young professionals are doing in our area. And that's, again, just a sample of, one demographic of people doing amazing things. There's lots of other people doing pretty awesome things in our area. So we're asking for nominations. So you can find those forms on our website. Our newsletter's going out. I think it was dropped in the mail yesterday. So I believe we have nomination forms in that. But I really hope that the community will come together to recognize and celebrate some people that are doing some cool things here.
You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream Television and on Armstrong's Neighborhood Channel and listening to it on the Allegheny News Talk Sports Network. Kat Thompson with us from the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce. A lot going on. Hard to believe the first month of the new year is all wrapped up and we're into the second month. A big month for the Chamber, a big dinner coming up.
Absolutely. We have our annual dinner coming up. So this will be my second annual dinner as a staff of the Venango Chamber. I've attended lots of them in the past because they're great events where the community really comes together to, again, celebrate excellence, celebrate our neighbors, our businesses. So we have a Citizen of the Year, Denise Jones, very deserving. We had a lot of great nominations this year, but there was a committee that selected Denise. She's worked for the county for decades, and just reading through the list of all of the boards that she's not only served on, but chaired a lot of them, held other officer positions. She's just been a force in our county and just done incredible things. So we're celebrating her. Claypack Trucking, you probably don't live in Venango County if you don't recognize those big blue trucks that Claypack has, just like the Hasbrook trucks in Titusville. Yeah. I grew up there, you recognize those, but you see those big blue trucks, and they've really been known for safety, and that's a big thing, carrying goods across the state and across the country, and really paying attention to safety. That they've been a great partner and a great supporter of our community in a lot of different ways. And then, of course, the Oil Region Library Association, which I just participated in their puzzle challenge on Saturday. Happy to announce my team was the winner of that puzzle challenge. But
wow.
The Library Association, they do awesome things. They do. I mean, who would have thought to have a puzzle challenge? And there were 10 teams, coming together for that. But they have all kinds of incredible programming that they do for all ages, and utilizing that third space. We don't have a lot of those community spaces anymore, and so the library's really taken that on, and they just do some pretty cool stuff. So we get to celebrate all of those individuals and organizations at our annual dinner on February 15th at Cross Creek. We are still accepting, people. You can register. It's $55. You come and get a prime rib. There's other options, but in my mind, if there's prime rib, that's all I care about. But we have a lot of registrations. I think this is shaping up to be one of our largest events.
That's
already.
Wonderful. So there's opportunity. If somebody hasn't purchased their tickets for the event, they can still do that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Go to venangochamber.org under our events. You can find out some more information there. Give us a call and get info. But we're still. I think unless we unless we hit capacity, which I'm not sure, what that is, but I mean, we're getting close to 200 registrations, I think, here. So Cross Creek can hold quite a lot of people, and in the past, we've had a lot, but I think this is shaping up to be one of our bigger events. People are excited to come out and celebrate.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So call the chamber, and if you haven't purchased your tickets for the event, do that today because it's filling up fast.
Absolutely. Yep.
You mentioned getting the new newsletter out. What are some of the highlights that folks should pay attention? Oh, I mean, I know everything. They should read everything, but
Yeah. Well, and for those of you watching, here's that you might not see it as a special look here. First look at our newsletter. That's got our business of the year and our partner of the year together on that one. So you can read all about those organizations. So that's really exciting and interesting. We've got a lot of new members this month. We've got 7 new members listed on the inside cover. So that's always a great place to turn to kind of poke around and see, hey, who's new, who's here, who's, what's going on. What are, some organizations that I need to know a little bit about. So that's always a great place to look at. I'm hoping people always open up that cover and check out who's new and maybe welcome them or check out the services they're providing. Of course, we're talking a lot about Flex Presents, so asking for those nominations. So you'll see that in the FYI. And one cool thing that I included in my education update. Well, first of all, I've been going into the schools to talk about Venango Ready. Went to Cranberry, but also Forest. Some people might not be aware. I know they're another county, but they're part of our local VOTEC, so they're part of our network. So we're doing Forest Ready, and I'm going to Marionville tomorrow to talk to those students. Went to Tynesta on Monday, and a really cool thing. I took Matt Craig from Webco. He does the training and development there, so onboarding. And they care enough about education in this program that he's taken time out of his day to come with me to talk to students to represent the employers as well. So that's been pretty cool.
That's wonderful. That's exciting. It's a chance, again, the students can ask questions. Yep. They can promote what's going on with Webco, which they're doing a lot of stuff. So
they're doing a lot. Yeah. And just to understand that relationship between, Venango Ready and employers, and that it's not just, our great idea to have this program, but these are things that employers care about as well. And that students should care about, when they're looking at things like work ethic and communication and teamwork and things like that.
This is absolutely none of my business, but a couple weeks ago when we last spoke, I noticed that book that you have, and it's very colorful.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
This is my binder. This is my, it looks like space. Yeah. I have it out because this is the binder that I used when I went to IOM, which is the Institute of Organizational Management. I did my first year. Wow. So that's training for, chambers and nonprofits associations. I got it out because I'm working on applying for a scholarship to go again this year, and I was kind of going through some of my notes from the classes that I took and trying to remember a few things there. So yeah, I've got that pulled out, so it's right there, so I can refer to that. But yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
And another thing you might not have seen is, I think Susan might have told you about this. We're doing morning huddles, morning stand-up meetings, where we kind of go through as a team in the office to talk about what we're doing. So you might have seen that on my desk before too, talking about our goals for the day or top priorities. You might have seen that sitting back there in the past as well. But
how often? I mean, do you get through those things during the day, or do you have a lot of things that pop up that you have to kind of add to that list?
A lot of things that pop up that we add, and sometimes the list doesn't change from day to day because things happen. People come in, or I don't want to say we're putting out fires because it's usually nothing that serious, but just other things, pop up and take our attention, which is always exciting and great. But a lot of times adding to that as we're talking with each other and, working together as a team. And that's nice because it's like, oh, I don't know that I'm going to get this done. Is there somebody? One of the things on there is what you need from someone else in the office. So sometimes we can kind of fill in for each other and help out. Well, but it's a great way to check in. Talking about leadership and working together as a team and work culture, it's a great way for us to kind of get on the same page with everybody in the office. Because when we're all here, there's 6 of us. That counts our intern who we had for a little while over Christmas break, and we'll have her back in the summer. But yeah, it's just great to kind of check in.
That's great. Well, if folks have questions, want to get a hold of you, how can they reach the chamber?
Well, they can go to our website, so venangochamber.org, or you can give us a call, 814-676-8521. And we're happy to chat with you and talk with you about any of the things you've heard about. We're a great connector, and so we try to make ourselves available to our community.
Kat, great catching up with you. All
You
the
too.
best.
Thanks, Luke.
Talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
It's Kat Thompson joining us here this morning from the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce.